Hello, how's it going?
Hey, Sharif.
Hi.
Is it Sharif? Is that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you at in the world?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, nice and hot and sunny.
Yeah, well, it's actually a little cool. We're in like the 60-degree range right now.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, I know. It's been like 190 degrees, sunny every day, but I don't mind it. It's a little chill now.
Are you from there? Did you grow up there?
No, originally I'm from Michigan. So,
Oh, okay. So yeah, you
yeah,
60 degrees.
way
Nothing.
better than anything in Michigan.
Yeah. I used to. I'm from New York, and I worked in New
Okay.
York until recently. And I had someone on my team who was originally from Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
it would be like 20 degrees out in New York City. He'd be walking around in a t-shirt. I was like, what is wrong with you? He's like, I'm from Wisconsin. This is nothing.
Yeah, t-shirt and shorts. No, I'd still be bundled up in Michigan around this time of year, so
Oh yeah. I did what you did. I moved to Florida. I got
yeah.
out of the cold.
Yeah, it's the way to go. It's the way to go for sure.
Absolutely. Has anyone ever told you, by the way, you have infectious energy?
Thank you. I appreciate it. You do as well. You do for sure.
Thank you. Okay. Well, Olivia and Rachel, you guys have met Sharif already, right?
Yes, we have. Good to see you, Sheree.
Good to see you too,
Good to see you
Olivia.
back
Hi, Rachel.
on our calendar. Love when that happens. But anyways, yeah. So as you know, this is Alyssa. We talked about her last time, our sales director that came on to lead our SCR team. So just excited for you guys to chat. You've already started the conversation, and she's going to ask some questions about your background, get to know you a little bit more. Anything feels redundant, that's just because I want you to, have a conversation with Alyssa, have her learn about your professional experience, and then we'll go into the role play. Tell me, do you have any questions right now about the role play, or how do you feel about the script and everything?
Yeah, no questions. So yeah, that will be good to go.
Cool.
Love that. Well, if any pop up along the way, let us know. But I'll let you take it over.
Yeah. Walk me through your background. Tell me all about who Sharif is, how we're chatting today. All of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so currently I'm a senior sales rep at InstaWork, and we're selling a staffing software whereas we can pretty much reach out to warehouses like in the light industrial space. We can do the hospitality space, so restaurants, hotels. We can staff stadiums, event centers. So, and it goes as big as like say multi-location, warehouses, Swire, Coca-Cola, and then as small as like a mom and pop shop that's a moving company. If they needed people tomorrow that could lift 50 pounds and would show up in 24 hours ready to work, it's as simple as getting them signed up on our platform, and we can staff them. We just need a credit card. So,
So it's like Upwork, but for in person.
yep, pretty much.
Cool. Very
Yeah,
interesting. And so you're a senior account executive there?
senior SDR.
Senior
So,
SDR. Okay, I
yeah,
was gonna say, what makes you want to get back into the SDR role?
yeah.
Okay, so you're a senior SDR. Great. Tell me about what your day to day looks like there.
Yeah, day to day. So I'm doing about 50 outbound dials and anywhere from 25 to 50 outbound emails as well. And what's the focus is personalization. So I'm originally going to either their LinkedIn profile, maybe I'm using like social proof from other closed one deals, or if I like multi-threading the account and I reached out to maybe the general manager, and now I'm going up to like the VP of operations or whoever that person is. It's all focused on personalization in the subject line and the first couple sentences in the email. And then I'm actually using that as my talk track and my opener when I'm making that outbound cold call too.
Cool. Okay, so what if I told you that our emails are very much just sequenced? We don't spend any time writing them. That's all, and we're all cold calling. Like, how do you feel? Like, we do send emails;
Mhm.
they're part of our sequence. They're just pre-written for us. Like, how do you feel about a very cold call heavy role?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I mean, originally, so I started sales in real estate professionally when I was like 20 years old. I went full time in it, and we were doing maybe 200 to like 300.
Manual.
No, we were using a multi-line dialer like Mojo.
Okay.
So yeah, but we were just like ripping dials, and yeah, I like that too. Honestly, I think you can get more in the flow when you're just like dialing and it's back to back to back. But yeah, either way, I'm game.
Awesome. Okay, so Tell me a little bit about what your quota looks like right now. What are your KPIs? What is your quota? Is it monthly? Is it quarterly? How does that all work?
Yeah, so it's monthly. It fluctuates depending on like the season. Just with like for example, wintertime, our quota has historically been a little bit lower, being that it just differs in like some of the if we're selling to like golf courses out here in Arizona, then they're going to be, up compared to on the East Coast, hospitality and restaurants or some of that might be down. But I would say on average we're doing about 8 qualified demos a month. And
Okay.
yeah, starting out like my first 3 months, I was performing like 200% ramp up period to quota. And I've been around like between 80% and 110% on average for quota monthly.
That's great. So those are, when you say qualified, what that means for you guys. So that's 8 demos that you set up and all 8 of them have completed.
Yeah.
So how many meetings would you say you're setting a month?
So anywhere from like 10 to 13, depending on the month. Yeah, winter
Okay.
months is a little bit lower, but like summer months have been really, really good. And even like starting off like Q4 has still been really good. So what considers it qualified is as long as they're looking to post ideally like 20 to 40 shifts minimum in their like F30, like their first 30 days.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Let's talk a little bit about why you like sales. What makes you want to be at Alley?
Well,
Other than the fact that you have a basketball hoop.
yeah, I know. I would say the opportunity to be able to sell for so many different companies and just being able to gain that experience. I've kind of gained experience like in the staffing space. I've had some in the real estate space, some in like the ad tech space and the ed tech space too. And as I've learned more about like software sales, I definitely have seen that those kind of trends in the market, like specific times of the year, or specific years, certain industries or verticals in the tech space will be really hot. So being able to have first dibs at, whatever's trending, whatever's hot, and then you're selling that, you can just be in line to get more commissions and have better conversations and more opportunities. So yeah, I'd say that's why specifically alley oop. Going into why sales. So for me, like I said, I was professional in real estate around 20 years old, but my father's done real estate for 3 decades now. And when I was like 14, 15 years old, originally he'd get these foreclosed properties. They were super beat up and distressed. And I would just throw them on like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and then get the calls coming in and sell them. But he's giving me like 300, 400 bucks when I'm 14, 15. I'm like, hey, I just had a conversation and I solved a problem for someone. This is easy. I like this a lot. It's super fulfilling. So yeah, that's why I would say why
Love
sales.
it. Okay, tell me, you obviously, this is in your blood. I believe that selling anything is a genetic trait. Like, just having the ability to talk to someone and get them to do what you want them to do is a skill set that I think people are born with. I really do. In your opinion, what are the 3 most important qualities a successful salesperson has?
I would say active listening is one really important quality, which kind of goes in the second one is like being sharp as a tack. Like you're just on it.
You
And
watched Jordan Belfort training
yeah,
video.
shoot, I've got I've got it right here. It's my
Hell
favorite
yes.
sales book.
It's the best.
Yeah. So
That means you and I feel exactly the same about sales, which is great.
yeah. So yeah, I would say act like sharp as a tack. And then last one would just be curious. Definitely just
Yeah.
being curious is really good as a sales rep.
Tell me about a time that being curious ended up working out for you.
Yeah, I would say definitely it was my time at Decide, which was actually my first like software sales role. And we had this really cool conference we went to called Affiliate Summit East. And it was just from like moving around in the elevator. And it was me and some other like random guy in the elevator. And I was just like looking at his badge. I made some conversation. I was looking at what he was doing, and his badge said demand generation. And we were like an advertising tech platform. So we start talking. I asked him what he did, and we ended up closing like between him and some of his partners and people we knew like 3 deals. And it's like I met the guy in the elevator. So
Amazing.
yeah.
I love that. Oh, and the fact that you held up that book. People find Jordan Belfort to be very controversial, and I understand why. Like, he's a convicted felon. He's also, in my opinion, the best salesperson on the planet.
I
ever.
agree.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about that book?
So the 310s would be my favorite part of, like, you've got to, yeah.
Olivia and Rachel, you have no idea how my heart is exploding right now.
Yeah, 310s.
What is that?
So it's basically 3 things that have to happen for like a prospect to be 100% sold on moving
Okay.
forward. So first one, they got to be 10 out of 10 confident in just you as a salesperson. Second, they got to
Okay.
be 10 out of 10 confident in the product or service that you're selling. And the last one is just 10 out of 10 confident in like the brand or the company or whatever is backing the product or solution and also backing you theoretically.
So, like, in my last company, guys, whenever we would, because I remember I managed account executives also, not just SDRs. Whenever an account executive lost a deal in Salesforce, you had to put into Salesforce under the close lost where they were on each of the 310s. So that we could, the fact that you just, you and I could talk.
Yeah, no, we
freaking
definitely
day.
can.
But unfortunately, we only have 15 more minutes. So I'm sure that you have plenty of questions for me, and I want to answer all of those for you. Plus, we have the role play to get to. So before we get there, Olivia, do you have any questions or anything to add?
So, only thing here is a couple logistic things, Sharif. So, computer-wise, you have something that could get you through the first 90 days, correct?
Yeah.
We talked about that? Okay, cool. And then, not sure if we went into too many details about comp, base, commission, all of that. I can send you over an email or hold you up here at the end of this conversation if we can end early so I can let Alyssa and Rachel go back to their day and we can go over that. Does that work?
That works. I know we touched a little bit on it on like our first call. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's great then. If you don't have any questions around it, then we're good. But yeah, I think that's really all I have, Alyssa. So do you have any questions for us based on anything?
No, none that I can think of.
Nothing about the role or anything?
Not that, like, in terms of logistics, I remember we talked a little bit just about the logistics of it. And yeah, nothing that's coming like off the top of my head in terms of logistics of the role.
Well, it can be any kind of questions, not just around the logistics. I don't know.
Questions about the team? Do you have questions about like the day-to-day, about quota, about anything?
Yeah, we definitely could talk a little bit more about quota. And what I remember, I know day-to-day, I believe you guys are using like Orem Dialer around like 250 dials a day.
Yep.
So yeah, if we talk a little bit more about like the quota and I mean as well, I'd love to hear just like about the sales team and kind of how they're doing, Alyssa.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you want to talk about that because I'm very proud of that. We had our highest quota attainment month ever last month. The most people hit 100%, and it's because, frankly, we changed the way that we comp people. So you are quoted on qualified demos completed.
Okay.
We used to be quoted like that. We are now just quoted on meetings set. So there's 2 ways you can set a meeting. You can have a hot lead, which is like, I spoke to Sharif. He will be in front of his computer at 11 o'clock tomorrow waiting for your call. Or there's a warm lead, and they count the same, by the way, towards your commission. So a warm lead is like, I spoke to Sharif. He sounds interested. Now's a really bad time for him. They have a lot of initiatives going on in the company, but he would be okay with an AE reaching out in 60 days just to follow up. That counts.
Wow. Okay, cool.
And your quota is 30 for the month.
Okay.
So people should be, in my opinion, you should be getting a warm lead every single conversation you have. Like, even if the person is blowing you off, if you end the call with, would you be opposed to my account executive reaching back out in about 60 days? No one says no to that. Like, if you're being aggressive enough, which I know from your background you would be, you should be hitting way over 100%.
Sweet. That sounds really good.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the quota. The sales floor in Orem. So Orem has its own sales floor. So even though we're 100% remote, it doesn't feel like you're remote. Yes, like you're in your comfy clothes and you're in the comfort of your own home, but everyone's dialing together on the sales floor. So like you mute obviously when you're on the phone, but like you can ask questions, you can like jump in at any time. Everyone can like take a little break and chat on this. It's a really fun environment.
Nice. And then I'm assuming you can listen to other calls too and hear how other people are handling objections and all that. Nice. Love it.
Yep. I can, if I wanted to go in there right now and I saw someone was like 5 minutes into a call, I could spotlight them on the sales floor and everyone else would only hear their call.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's
That's
really
really
fun.
nice.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any more questions for me, or do you want to get into this role play?
Yeah, we can get in the role play for sure. I've got the script pulled up as well. Let's see.
Pick it up. Here's the advice I'm going to give you. Read that script. That's all you got to do is just
Okay.
read the script word for word. We'll turn our cameras off so that it feels more like a cold call where like you won't see the person, obviously. So don't feel like you need to look at us. You could just look right at that paper.
Okay.
And I will not give you a single objection that the word for word response is not on that paper somewhere.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so all you need to know for context is I am the VP of Sales at Salesforce. You obviously are reaching out because I'm hiring SDRs and you think Alley would be a better solution.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, you just say ring ring. I'll say hello and we will get this party started.
Let's do it. Ring ring.
Hello?
Hey, Alyssa. This is Sharif with Alley Oop. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. This is who is where?
Yeah, this is Sharif again, calling from Alley Oop. I know I'm catching you in the middle of the day. Could I maybe still like 27 seconds and just tell you why I'm calling?
How about this? I'll give you 30.
Sounds good. I appreciate that. Well, again, I'm calling from Alley Oop. We're a leading prospecting company. Simply put, we help companies like yours hit their sales targets by providing high quality sales meetings or demos for your sales teams. And we don't do the sales for you. We're not a marketing agency, but we do that in a number of unique ways. One of those is the way I actually reach out to you, which is a simple phone call, and it's very, very effective. And shoot, my role is just to set up a quick 15-minute explanatory call with Holly or Joe, our experts, and then they'll go over exactly how we operate, answer any of your questions, and within 15 minutes, you will know whether to further the discussion down the road. And if not, hey, no harm, no foul. It's only 15 minutes. So wanted to see if you had time in the next day or two.
Shoot, no, the next couple of days are going to be pretty horrible. We're actually like smack in the middle of Q4. Between like end of year planning and beginning of 2025 planning, it's not a good time.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I know, middle of Q4 time is super, super valuable. Again, that's why we only ask for 15 minutes. Again, it's not a sales call, and shoot, that wouldn't even be enough time to do a sales call in like 15 minutes. How would maybe say, if this week is super slam, like next Monday or Tuesday-ish should look for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am pretty well versed in, what the agency space looks like. I'm very familiar with your cost model.
Mhm.
I don't really think something like this is gonna be in our budget.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, again, like I said, it's not something where, we want to take your card on file. It's really not a sales call. It's more just exploratory. And when you're actually on that call with Holly, if you tell her what you just told me, she might be able to give you some useful information about how similar companies, same size as you guys at Salesforce, handled some tight budgets as well.
Got it. Okay. The one thing I'll say is I don't even think I'm the right person for you to be speaking to. My VP of Sales, Olivia, is usually the one who handles this. I would probably recommend that you reach out to Olivia.
Okay, that makes sense. And then I don't know if my records are up to date. I had you as well as just the VP of Sales.
Oh, yeah, no, your records are actually out of date. I was promoted last month. I'm the CRO now.
Oh wow, congratulations. Well,
Thank you so much.
that makes sense then. I do understand, that you'd be able to take that kind of up the chain of command, correct? To the VP?
Down the chain of command.
Down
I'm
the chain.
Olivia's boss. But yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, again, does it seem like maybe we just set something up? I could include her on that as well and, have it recorded. Worst case scenario, she can't make it and I'll send her the recording. But, being that you probably still make that decision? Would it make sense we could just set something up super quick whenever you're free in the next week?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. And what day and time next week would be the best for you?
How's next Thursday? What does your time availability look like there?
Next Thursday, we could do morning around, what, 10 a.m.? Would that work for you?
What time zone are you?
I'm Pacific.
So that would be 1 o'clock my time. That would work. Do you have that time available?
Yeah, I do. I'll make some time. We'll do 10 a.m. next week. And then as well, just to confirm, what would be a good email for you? And like I said,
Okay,
I'll just...
great job. We can stop there.
Sweet.
How'd that feel?
Felt good. Felt good. I definitely think I could have been a little like more dialed in, just jumping around on the script a little bit. But yeah, all in all, it felt good.
If you had to rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, what would you give yourself?
I would say like a 7.5.
What would have made it a 10?
I would say just being quicker with where I was going to next and maybe setting up like the next question a little bit better.
That's okay. So one thing I was going to give you feedback on when I gave you the budget objection, you didn't end your response with a closing question. Make sure to always, always, always ask a closing question to get me in the habit of saying yes.
Okay.
And the other thing, I would say your pace was a tiny bit slow, but that's probably because you were reading. So you get more comfortable with it, you know, the more that you did it.
Definitely.
I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Olivia, do you want to just go over next steps, meeting Robert, all of that?
Yeah, so next steps in this process is a conversation with Robert, our sales director and training manager. So you work with him during your first few weeks of Alley, and then he runs what we call our home team. So 40-minute setup. The end of that will actually be with Gabe as well. He'll pop in here. He'll pop in there. So during this final, you are going to go over the same. Sorry, my brain's everywhere right now. You're going to go over the same role play that you just did. Same objections, everything like that. Really what Robert's goals here is just to see how you take feedback and coaching and see how you progress throughout the interview process. And then when Gabe jumps in, the main reasoning for that is for you to ask any questions that you might have about the team or, you know, the direction of the company. And then that would be it.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for an email from myself or Rachel over the next couple of days. We have some interviews to get through and then got to speak with our operations team. So I would say by Wednesday or Thursday of this week, you'll have an email from myself or Rachel.
Okay. Last question for you guys, Alyssa, especially since, you know, you kind of work with both of them. Anything that you think they would be maybe expecting or anything to just stand out, whether it's something along the lines of the mock, you know, role play or anything that would just help for that next round?
Mention the book. Robert worked on Wall Street for years, so he'll love it. So just pop it up about Wall Street. And then, yeah, just practice the role. It's the same exact role play script. So just practice saying it a little, don't speak too quickly, obviously, but the pace at which you speak is perfect. Just practice speaking the role play at the same pace that you talk in real life.
Sweet. That sounds good. Yeah, shoot. I'll have it with me.
Yeah, Robert, if you say the words wall and street next to each other to Robert, you'll have a great conversation.
Sounds good.
All right.
Well, thanks so much, Sharif. Have a good rest of your Monday. And like I mentioned, be on the lookout for an email from myself or Rachel over the next couple of days.
Okay. It was a pleasure talking with you guys.
You too.
Thanks, Sharif.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bro, the glazing. Oh, my gosh. I be telling y'all, this book, game changer. Game changer.